everyone. The Redevelopment Agency meeting of June 6, 2012 is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2 and are closed captioned for our hearing impaired visitors. Please note that some of the Cox Communications who do not have a cable box may view this meeting on digital channel 89.5. The Redevelopment Agency meeting, as well as all other KCLV program, may be viewed on the city's website at www.kclv.tv. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., also on Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 1 p.m. This building is protected by state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler system. If alarms should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exits at the back of the chambers to the mezzanine. Proceed out the double doors to the terrace and down the back staircase. Once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewis and First Street. Employees wearing safety vests or our city marshals will inform you when it's safe to re-enter the building. If there's anyone present today who has a need for hearing impaired equipment, please see our city clerk's staff. If you parked in the parking garage across the street and did not receive a validation ticket as you entered chambers, please exit to your right and then see the security personnel at the entrance. We will move on now to agenda item 3. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments will be made. Comments made will be cross-referenced to those specific items. If anyone submitted a speaker card or who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium. State your name for the record. Hearing none, we will move on to item number 4. For possible action to approve the final minutes by reference of the regular Redevelopment Agency meeting of May 2nd, 2012, and the special joint City Council and Redevelopment meeting of May 15th, 2012, may I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. There's a motion. Please vote. And please post. Thank you. Motion carries. And just for everyone's information, Councilman Ross is excused. He has, I think, either allergies or cold. Discussion, and we are now on to agenda item 5, a discussion for possible, and we hope he gets better quickly. We're on to agenda item 5, discussion for possible action regarding an exclusive negotiation agreement at ENA between LV Land Company LLC, LVL, and the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, to undertake a due diligence inquiry as to the feasibility of developing a Class A office building and or market rate residential units on property owned by the RDA located at 408 East Clark Avenue and 500 South Las Vegas Boulevard. This is in Ward 3, Councilman Coffin. And Mr. Arndt, good morning.
Good morning, Mayor and members of Council. For the record, Bill Arndt, Director, Economic and Urban Development. This item before you today is an exclusive negotiation agreement, which is an agreement we use to give a developer an opportunity to do due diligence and feasibility for studying the possibility of developing a new project on land owned by the Redevelopment Agency. This site is a great site. It's actually known better currently as surface parking for our wonderful Fifth Street School at the corner of 4th and Clark. There are actually 2 parcels that we own through the Redevelopment Agency. One is the lot currently at the corner of 4th and Clark Avenue, the metered lot for the Fifth Street School. There's a second lot, a smaller parcel, that's on the hard corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Clark. And this feasibility agreement and this contract is for both parcels. It gives the developer an opportunity to study the site and gives them basically exclusive look at the property. We're excited to announce this feasibility agreement with our prospective development partner, which is Las Vegas Land Company, LLC, which is affiliated with the EHB companies. With me here this morning is Frank Pankratz, who is the president of EHB companies. So I'd like to introduce him, and he can tell a little bit more about his company and their intended plans for the site and for the project. Mr. Pankratz?
Thank you, Bill. My name is Frank Pankratz, 9755 West Charleston Boulevard. Mayor, City Council members, staff, ladies and gentlemen. EHB Companies has been building homes and commercial projects in the Las Vegas Valley since the mid-90s. Our most recognized marquee projects of recent have been and are One Queensridge Place and Tivoli Village, which we continue to develop and build. When we stood before the council and then Mayor Goodman approximately 6 years ago when we then Mayor Goodman, when we came before the council for approvals for Tivoli Village, the mayor asked our chairman, CEO, Johan Lowy, whether he would bring one of our Johan Lowy developments to downtown, and Johan said yes. And it has been some time. We've gone through some arduous times with the economy, but we're here. We appreciate working with staff over the last several months on this potential opportunity, and Bill, for your presentation this morning. The property, certainly, as Bill said, is extremely challenged, and I think the council is aware of the challenges. The two parcels are bifurcated by two different landowners, small properties, and thus the reason we're asking for the ENA, because we're going to need some time, not that we haven't spent a lot of time already working with these landowners. And the properties have some significant challenges with various utilities and other easements and various utilities that are located on the property. We'd like to, as the property currently we envision it, it could probably be developed with an office building of small square footage, and the objective would be to continue to contribute to downtown with another marquee building. And in order to do that, it would be really important for us to be able to assemble the balance of that land, and we're going to need time, and we're going to spend a lot of time and energy in trying to get that accomplished and deal with other challenges of the property. So with that, thanks to staff for working with us. We look forward to continue to work with the council and staff. We're going to need some time to get this done, and thus the request before you today. So thank you very much.
Any questions, comments by council? Councilman Coffin, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bill, well, first of all, let me say, Frank, to you and your organization, we're pleased that you would have an interest in coming downtown, because everybody's proud of what's gone out in the west there. Tivoli Village, I thought that steel out there on Rampart and Alta was going to stay naked for decades, and it just looked like it might turn out to be like something on the Strip whose owner I won't name, but can you imagine that now it's finished virtually? Not completely, but it's covered. It's not an eyesore anymore. So you're the kind of developer that we would want for this. But I need to ask our staff a couple of questions on this, Frank. Bill, I'm always concerned about the price of the land, and while we have not negotiated the price of the land, when you do enter an ENA, you're kind of giving a leg up to somebody, because they're going to know it better than most people. Now, so how did we acquire the land, these two pieces, and when did we acquire them?
Thank you, Councilman. We acquired the two pieces at two separate times. The corner on 4th and Clark, the larger piece, which is currently the surface lot, we acquired in 1997 for a purchase price of just under $709,000. That property is roughly a little bit over half an acre. And then the other piece we acquired in 2004. One of the things that we realized is The surface lot, the corner piece of 4th and Clark by itself, as Mr. Pankratz referenced as well, by itself is not conducive to a large development. So we could build a small building, but building a building that is fitting with our downtown, and really this property is in the heart of the office district, so we think it's a great office location. We realized that we needed more land to make it more conducive for development. So we had attempted through the agency to acquire the rest of the vacant parcels. We were successful in acquiring one of the 3 parcels on the other side of the alley, or on the east side of the alley, and that parcel we acquired for $538,000. So in short, we have a little bit over $1.2 million invested. We think the fair market value of the property is over that today because of the age of which we acquired it. It's dated now. We acquired the bigger piece in '97. The smaller piece on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Clark we acquired in '04. So the bottom line is we own most but not all of the land that the developer is exploring for possible development. There are 2 parcels that are privately owned. The developers expressed an interest in seeing if it makes sense to develop just the smaller piece or the larger piece, so that's part of the feasibility. And the reason why we're giving the developer a year look. And before we come back to you, we're going to be doing appraisals to determine the fair market value, and then it'll be an arm's length negotiation with the developer. Whether or not we discount the lands, we'll take into account the cost to develop the property, the quality of the project, and the fiscal and economic impact of the project. So those are the factors that go in. And the last remark I'd make is properties that we've bought and held for a while, over time land tends to go up. We didn't see that, of course, in the big market correction, but the piece that we bought in '97 is worth more today than we paid for it. So we've been successful in being a patient investor. We did that across the street at Las Vegas Boulevard and Clark, where the agency actually realized a book value gain on the sale of the property. So it'll really depend on what the cost of the project is. Sometimes on these smaller sites in an urban setting, it costs more to build per square foot than it does out in a suburban location. So we have to take that into consideration. Whatever is needed to make the project work, not more, not less, that's where we come from. That would be our approach, and we'll be looking to define value later on in this negotiation during the 1-year feasibility period.
Have we had any offers on that property, of those pieces, individually or together?
We've had some over the time. We did have an E&A with another developer, Mulaski Companies, who was bidding on the Federal Justice Center tower, the ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. We wanted to be absolutely certain we got that project downtown, so we hedged our bets. So we threw 2 properties into the running with the GSA. We threw the 4th and Clark piece, which is for consideration today with Mr. Mulaski and his company. We also put into the running the site, which eventually was the winner, the site at Las Vegas and Clark, which is won the bid. And SDA Inc. Steve Biagiotti is now moving forward with the construction. So we did have an E&A with the Mulaski Companies at that time. For the reasons that I mentioned, the price that we determined was going to be below fair market value, just under $850,000. That was based on that specific project that he wanted to build. So whatever terms we come up with are really going to be dependent on whatever project the developer is looking to build.
Okay, so at least we're going forward with some record of offers on it, so that we certainly would hope to sell it for more than the last offer we got.
It really depends on the project. So one of the things that we'll do is if there is a discount below fair market value, and often we do have to discount below fair market value to make a project work, we'll explain exactly why we're doing that, why it's needed. We'll look at the development budget of the developer, and so you'll have confidence that we're getting full value for the property based on the project. More importantly, as Mr. Pankratz alluded to, it's better for the city to have a larger building there for a lot of reasons. One is we're trying to build an urban community, but another reason is taxes. The redevelopment agency benefits from taxes on the project. So even if we discount the land, long term, if we get a bigger building, it's much better. It's a larger fiscal impact for the city. So that's something we're definitely going to take into consideration.
All right, thank you.
I would add, the reputation of the company is simply phenomenal. We'll do nothing but bring great pride to our city, and hopefully we will be moving in that direction. And hopefully everything will work out. Is there a time, in this timeline, are there periods of certain things having to occur?
Well, mainly it's a feasibility agreement, so it's really the bookend is the end of the agreement. We're giving the developer sufficient time to make sure that the site works for what they want to build. And because of the conditions, we're giving them a full year. Mr. Pankratz?
Microphone's not on. There we go. Thank you.
The objective is by a date in November that we would have gotten far enough along, we hope, that we can come back to the city with a timeline. And then by February, I think it's mid-February, with some schematics, conceptuals with respect to the building structure.
And it is mixed use, right? So downstairs, the bottom floor might be offices or some type of businesses.
The intent would be on the first level retail, and certainly we've got everything downtown deal with parking. So the first levels would probably address parking, and then office above that.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I could add, there are some other deliverables. Mr. Pankratz referenced the November date where they come up with a program of development. Within the agreement, we set some other deliverables for the developer so we could see progress. One of them is completing a review of title and looking at the title report. That has to happen by July. Then by September, the developer will look at the environmental condition of the site. November, the development program, as well as a preliminary development timeline. And then by February of next year, look at a feasibility plan for financing the project. So it's really looking at it start to finish. What is it going to take to get this project built? So there is a lot of work that's going to happen in the next year, and we are going to get deliverables along the way.
Thank you. Councilman Coffin, do you wish to make a motion?
If there are no further questions, I will make a motion.
Any other questions? No, we seem clear.
Thank you, Your Honor. Then I now move for approval of item number 5.
Thank you. There's a motion. Please vote. Please post. Motion carries. Thank you very much, and we look forward to this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Arndt. We'll move on to item number 6, discussion for possible action regarding the interlocal contract for the lease of property at 5th Street School with the Board of Regents of the Nevada System of Higher Education on behalf of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas College of Urban Affairs, located at 401 South 4th Street. Again, Councilman Coffin's ward, Mr. Arndt.
Thank you. Again, for the record, Bill Arndt, Economic and Urban Development. We're excited about this item because it's really furthering the mission of our wonderful asset at 5th Street School. This agreement is for a lease for a portion of the space at our 5th Street School with the College of Urban Affairs. I would like to invite to the dais Dean Burdick, who is the Dean of the College of Urban Affairs. This lease is for 2 vacant spaces that have come open because of the relocation of some administrative staff from Office of Cultural Affairs for the city over to our new City Hall. Suites 140 and 180 combined, offering just over 1,700 square feet, are going to enable the College of Urban Affairs to have a presence. The lease is for a 5-year lease with a 5-year option to renew. It's written to have some flexibility in it, so it gives either party the ability to terminate with a 90-day notice. And it's similar to the provisions of our other tenant leases, where we're providing the space for basically our cost of running the building. What we do is we run the leases at $1 a year triple net, meaning that the tenants are actually paying us rent, covering all the expenses of running the building, common area maintenance, utility costs, and all the costs associated with their space. It's been a great partnership, and it's enabled us to cover almost all the costs of running the entire campus and the entire facility. With us today is Dean Bernick. He's going to talk a little bit more about why the College of Urban Affairs is interested in the space and what is going to be happening in the space. With that, I'd like to introduce Dean Bernick.
Good morning. For the record, Lee Bernick. I'm the Dean of the Greenspun College of Urban Affairs at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. We're very pleased, Mayor, Goodman, and council members, that we have this opportunity to work with the staff and work with the city. We think it's only appropriate that the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and the College of Urban Affairs be downtown and in the community and involved in the community. And we think we have an opportunity to have a great working partnership with the city. What we hope to do is bring down, we've been offering classes in the community down here. We hope to be offering additional courses down here in the city so that the staff members of the city and other people don't have to drive down to the campus. They can come over to the Fifth Street School. We are going to be working with the Volunteer Center of the United Way and have staff from the Volunteer Center with us and working with us because we want to encourage staff members from the city. We want to encourage other people in the community to volunteer with nonprofit agencies. We hope to have, and we expect to have, the Brookings. We at the university now have the Brookings Mountain West Institute here on campus and in our College of Urban Affairs. We expect to have them come down and offer presentations at lunch so that instead of people in the community having to come down to the campus is coming to the city downtown. And so on a regular basis, members, distinguished members of the Brookings Institute will come down and give luncheon presentations so that people can come down and see that. We are in negotiations and are working with members of the law school. The space should provide us, one of the spaces has a couple offices. We hope to have an office where the law school may be able to come down once or twice a week and have an office there to help people. So we want people to come to the school, the Fifth Street School, because we know that it's hard sometimes for people to come down to the campus, and the campus may be difficult in terms of parking, so we want to outreach to the community. We view the College of Urban Affairs as the extension of the university into the community, and this opportunity was just too great not to do this. So we're pleased to do this. I want to thank the people from the development, and I want to thank Councilmember Coughlin for help in this support, and everyone. We think this is a great opportunity for us to work. I would add that we're going to have internships and do some work with the city whenever the city wants us to do some policy analysis as part of our work and efforts.
Sounds very exciting. Councilman Barlow.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, Dean Bernick. Mayor and Council, I just want to disclose that having the university in downtown is so vitally important because I can share with you that if it weren't for the classes being held at the Clark County Government Center for the last 2 years, and the years prior to that, I believe it was held at the old City of Las Vegas campus, that I would have more than likely not gone through the program, but the university made it so convenient for me to leave work here in downtown, but also just travel a couple blocks to go to class for the first year, which basically is what I consider to be the hook, because after you complete your first year, you only have approximately a year and a half left. And so I think that's very important, and it's a very key opportunity for residents in the center of our city to get to class in a very reasonable amount of time, traveling from this end of town out to the university. Could be very difficult. Yes, someone's microphone is on. Could be very difficult to start off, but once you get going, you have an opportunity to go ahead and complete. And so I do want to disclose that I have had conversations with Dean Bernick as it relates to the Department of Urban Affairs coming to downtown. I do support it. I don't believe that I am in any way of conflict of voting on this item. And so for that, I would like to say that my motion, well, not my motion, but my position on this vote, I will be voting in the affirmative to secure a downtown campus from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mayor. You know, everybody here knows what's happening downtown. I mean, it's really going through a positive transformation. There's a lot of things happening, and I tell you, having UNLV as a presence in downtown is just tremendous. I mean, people are going to be coming down here to take classes, to do research, to listen to the Brookings Institute, and I think it's a great start, but I'd really challenge you to talk to President Smastrick about building a campus downtown. That's what really needs to happen, and I know these are difficult financial times, but to actually have a College of Urban Affairs campus that is built, that has a major presence downtown would be absolutely tremendous. So kind of keep that in the back of your pocket when you're going through this process.
Well, I think if I may, I think we see this as just the initial step of a much greater involvement. We have looked at places in Denver and in the Arizona State area and see that a metropolitan university ought to be at the center of the city. And this is just our initial step, I believe.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
I just wanted to congratulate you at UNLV for the foresight of knowing that the best way is to reach out and get into the community where the people are and the action is. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
I'd entertain a motion. Councilman Coffin.
All right, Your Honor, thank you. I will disclose that my wife teaches, Mary Hausch teaches as a professor at UNLV in the College of Urban Affairs, but not in this field. It's journalism. She has no pecuniary interest in this, neither do I. So that's a disclosure for the record before I move now to approve this item, number 6.
Thank you. There's a motion. Please vote. Please post. Welcome back home, because in the 60s, the University of Nevada, then Nevada Southern, was downtown. So welcome back home.
That's
we look
right.
forward
Great
to
to see
having you, and believe me, we are your partners all the way in this. We're very proud.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councilmember Coffin and Barlow and Anthony. We will be excited to be here. We are excited, and thank you again for this opportunity.
Wonderful. Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Arndt. And now we will move on to item number 7, citizen participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the Redevelopment Agency. No subject may be acted upon by the Redevelopment Agency unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium, give your name for the record. The amount of time of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. Anyone wishing to be heard on this portion? Hearing none, we will now move on to item number 8. Agency member recognition. Comments made by individual agency members during this portion of the agenda will not be acted upon by the agency unless that subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. Is there any member of the Redevelopment Agency who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda? Are there any other comments? Hearing none, this Redevelopment Agency is adjourned, and we will start our council meeting right away. Give 5 minutes? Okay. We will recess for 5 minutes. Thank you.